Hi everyone, okay, in your jotters I want you to put today's date, which is the 4th of February 2021, and your title is Fractions. Please use a ruler or underline it in some way that you can. Your learn intention is still to understand equivalent fractions, but today I want you to be able to use diagrams to simplify fractions, or if you're going to push yourself, use division to simplify fractions. So what can you remember from yesterday? So if your success criteria yesterday was to use diagrams to show equivalent fractions, pick the red challenge and draw this in your jotter. I then want you to colour these in to show two equivalent fractions. How could you make these two equivalent fractions? For your spicy, multiply to show the next equivalent fraction. So at the moment it's 23/5. I want you to multiply to show what's next. And for your hot challenge, write the steps to converting a mixed number to an improper fraction. So there are your answers. So for this one here, what I would have done is to colour that in. I have, let's imagine I've coloured this in, coloured this in, coloured this in to show 3/6. And now I want to make that equal a half, so I'm going to colour this one in and colour this one in. So using this, I can see that 3/6 is the same as saying 1/2. Okay, and so on. Okay, can you use division to simplify fractions? So you can simplify a fraction if the numerator and the denominator can both be divided by the same number. 6/12 can be simplified to 1/2 or 1/2 because both numbers are divisible by 6. Let's have a look at this diagram. So 6/12 is the same as saying 1/2 because if I know that both of these numbers can be divided equally by 6. 6 divided by 6 is 1 and 12 divided by 6 is 2. 6 goes into 6 once and 6 goes into 12 twice. So for your red challenge, this is you using diagrams to simplify fractions. What I'd like you to do is to, for question 1, which image will simplify to the fraction below? Okay, so I've got 1/4 here. What is that equivalent to essentially? Okay, have a wee look. What is it equivalent to? Okay. And for question 2, complete and colour the fractions below so that they simplify to 1/3. Okay, so something over 6 simplifies to 1/3. What was the numerator? Okay, so you've got to basically show me what is equivalent to 1/3. Okay, something over 6. So this has been divided up into 6 equal pieces. How many of those show 1/3? Same for this one and same for this. Now this one here, I want you to look at these diagrams and spot the odd one out. Now I want you to explain why they are the odd one out. Okay, if you're wanting more practice with that, play the games by clicking here, and they will really help you just kind of understand what you're doing. I've also posted some tasks on Sumdog, so you can give those a go. So here are your answers for question 1. For the red challenge, so it's B, 2/6, 5/15, 4/12, and D is the odd one out as it simplifies to 1/4. A, B, and C simplify to 1/5. Okay, let's have a look. Your spicy or amber task is to identify a number that both the numerator and denominator are divisible by. I then want you to complete this worksheet. If you're feeling confident with that, why don't you give the green challenge a go? So if you have a look here, a really top tip for this is to look at your multiplication grids. And you've got to think, okay, what can I divide? What can be divided by 4 and 6? So I know that 4 and 6 both feature in the 2 times table. So I could divide 4 by 2. And 4 divided by 2 is 2. And I can also, because whatever I do to the top, I have to do it to the bottom, I can then divide 6 by 2. So 6 divided by 2 is 3. So 4/6 is the same as saying 2/3. Simple, and I don't think I can simplify it even more. Okay. And now I've got to look at this one and say, okay, what in what times table do these both feature? Okay. Pause this, give it a go, and I'm going to show you the answers next. So here are your answers. Just as we did, we divided this one by 2 each time, and for this one has been divided by 3. So 12 and 15 are both in the 3 times table. So I have divided 12 by 3, and I have divided 15 by 3 to get 4/5. And if you want to just double check to see if that's right, why don't you draw the diagrams and double check? I will also post a fraction grid as well for you to look at, so you can check that out. And so on. Okay, so let's have a look to see the green challenge. Okay, the green challenge is a little bit trickier. You're going to have to use your knowledge from yesterday and today to solve the missing blanks, solve the blanks. So use your knowledge of equivalent fractions to fill the blanks. I have done the first one for you. And top tip, remember, whatever has been done to the numerator must also be done to the denominator. You have to decide if you need to multiply or divide each time. So if you look at the top one, because the denominator increased or got larger, I would then had to multiply. So I looked at 4 and I had to get to 8, so I had to multiply 4 by 2 to get 8. Now whatever I did to my denominator, I must do to my numerator. So 3 times by 2 is 6. This one's slightly different, okay? Now this one, I had to work out that 5 times something gets me to 20. So I'm going to go for my 5 times table. 5, 10, 15, 20. So 5 times, oops, what have I done? Sorry, my computer's frozen. Oh no. Sorry, still frozen. Okay, there we go, it's back in action. So 5 times 4 equals 20. Okay, now I have had to do the same to the bottom. So I know now something times by 4 gives me 12. Use your knowledge of inverse. Okay, so to find something times by 4 equals 12, I must know then that 12 divided by 4 gives me this. What to simplify? So 12 divided by 4 is 3. So this improper fraction is now, so 5/3 is the same as 20/12. So let's see if we were right. There you go. There are your answers. Give them a mark. So what I want you to do is to mark your work, send it to your teacher, check how well you did against the success criteria. Are you able to use diagrams to simplify fractions? Can you use division to simplify fractions? Tomorrow we will be completing a mental maths challenge to help you with your multiplication facts, specifically looking at factors. And then after the holiday, we will be looking at adding and subtracting fractions.